but I saw a meme or something that said, why would you want to spend $100 on a Gundam model when you can spend $1,000 to go to Japan and buy it for $70? That's fair. Mr. BattleVest, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Good.
It's been a recovery, so it's been a long time. I've got whatever that cold or flu thing going around, so today's like the first day I'm feeling actually halfway normal for it.
It's crazy because you're not the only one that I've heard of getting it. And normally when you hear of people getting something, it's like it's your friends, it's your family. They're all kind of in the same general area. But I'm talking like Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, here in Ohio, California, Arizona. Like it's everywhere.
Yeah, like, and the funny part is like I don't go anywhere. Like I didn't leave when I got it. Like I got my food delivered, all that. Like all my groceries get delivered. I never left the house, and it happened.
I gotta point it out. New camera. We liking the angle, or
I like it. I
well, not
think
new
it's
camera, but
sensitive.
new placement.
The new placement of it looks good. I like the angle. I'm already at an angle myself, so I'm liking it. It's like we're matching now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, we're both matching at an angle.
All right. So you brought up Final Fantasy VII Rebirth news.
Yes.
And so tell me about what to expect from this Final Fantasy VII Rebirth stuff. Because again, I have not played a Final Fantasy since I tried cheesing. It was basically the little sin shards or sin spikes or whatever on the boat where you just leave. On Final Fantasy X, where you just leave pressing X for however long and it just auto kills things for you as long as you want to go for. So
that's a good little tactic. No, it's not for Rebirth. It's actually for the remake Intrograde, the PS5 update version.
Okay.
And PC. And what it did is I think that one was supposed to have better graphics, and then it also introduced like the Yuffie story, which was kind of a little small DLC mission map. What it's going to do is, so it's releasing on Switch 2, and what Square's doing is like, hey, just in case, we're going to throw this update on there for you guys, and it's a progression update. So if you just want to stomp your way through Final Fantasy VII Remake without any issues, like I think from what I read, it was like you get unlimited health, unlimited magic, you can do max damage of all 9s. So probably it'd take you, if you skip the cinemas and everything, you probably beat it in like 10 hours, honestly.
So basically, the thing that I set up Final Fantasy X to do, to be overpowered, and I left my game on for like 4 days, you can now just kind of do.
Click of a button, and you are good to go.
So, all right, so
that is going to be a fun one. We no word if it's going to disable trophies or anything like that, or achievements. Still looking forward to it. If I ever wanted to show like Mrs. BattleVest, this is the story of Final Fantasy VII, somewhat, because it is somewhat different.
So you said that it was like updated graphics and all of that, but if it's coming out on the Switch, is it really going to be updated graphics? I mean, I get the fact that the Switch 2 enabled you to play a bunch of these other games that they've had forever at this point at 60 frames. I think it was Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild were like the two games that were locked at 30 frames for the Switch 1, and now we're able to get that at 60 frames on Switch 2. But is like the limitations of what Nintendo has at this point, is that going to be a big issue, you think, for this? I'm not a Nintendo fan. Honestly, I think Nintendo is overrated, and that if it wasn't for the gaming version of Disney adults, they would have gone out of business years ago.
It's true. I actually agree with that statement very much so, because like Nintendo, I won't buy the Switch 2 yet. I feel like every game they're releasing on this thing it's a game that's already been done. It's already, or it's a port of the Switch 1 game. And at the same time, I really rarely see anything where it's like a new game is coming for the Switch 2 itself. So why? I'm not going to get it just for Mario Kart. There's no reason for it.
What about Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Was that the one where you can, I think like the whole game itself is destructible and you can just do whatever you want with it?
I have no idea. I just butchered the word bonanza a ton of times.
Bonanza?
Is that how you pronounce it? Banananza?
Maybe. I don't even know.
I don't know. For some reason, it just looked like there was way more ANs in that word than there should have been. And before we go on to the rest of consoles...
Bonanza.
It's just Bonanza?
Bonanza.
So So I'm just trying to do marketing for them and
Banana
thinking
nananza.
that they should have put the word banana in.
They
But
should have.
I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, consoles and stuff. But before we do, on our little list, also, you added some other stuff about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the director. I want to make sure that all of
Naoki,
that is kind of together. It makes Mrs. life easier when she edits if we put all of
right.
our stuff in where it should be.
It's mentioned about like Final Fantasy VII because it's the director
Mhm.
Hamaguchi. It's not about Final Fantasy VII. It's just because he's the director of Final Fantasy VII.
Mhm.
But he's pretty much saying that he wants like a new team. If there's ever going to be like a potential remake for Final Fantasy VI, which is my favorite Final Fantasy of them,
Mhm.
he would take on like a supportive role, but he wants like a new team to work on it if that's ever the case, if it ever does happen. And I always thought, I was like, any hope I can get for a new Final Fantasy VI remake, I'm okay with that. So I'll take it take it as a grain of salt for now, because Final Fantasy VI Super Nintendo days, aka I think it was called like 3 when it first came out for us, but it was Final Fantasy VI.
I feel like it's a lot of directors that are stepping down at this point, or they're just stepping into other roles. Like we talked about, the director for the Far Cry series is now working on that StarCraft game that's coming out.
Oh,
Or
the
hopefully
first-person shooter one?
third person shooter. We got to correct
Third
that.
person, that's right.
The entire
One
I
of
know
my
the articles that we read, it all said FPS, and I know that, but there are just a couple of corrections I want to do from previous episodes. That's one of them. One of the other ones is that Call of Duty, it said 174 gig update for the mid-season patch. That was apparently a typo. You can actually check our shorts. We corrected it when we put it out as a short, but the actual update was expected to be 20 to 30 gigs in total, depending on what is currently installed for your content as far as the Battle.net content goes.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Now, here's the Swedish thing about that, and I want to say that it that way. No one batted an eye, no one corrected us, no one said anything, because that's what we expect from Call of Duty, to have these 174, 300, or whatever gig updates. They were actually quoted at one point saying they keep their games large so that their player base or their consumers have to really think about uninstalling the game for other content if they ever want to play it again.
It's a sucky thing, but I mean, it makes sense. The games I don't really play, like those are the first ones to go away. Like if it was like, I'm not playing God of War anytime soon, so I'm just going to delete that because those games take up a lot of space.
You can't see it. It's right on the other side of this thing right here. But I have a 12 terabyte external, or sorry, a 14 terabyte external hard drive.
Ooh.
I don't care. Now, granted, it's not a solid state drive. Fine. The games that I play normally, I keep on my solid states, and I do download and uninstall quite often because I got 1 gig internet. For me, downloading, installing and uninstalling games is not really anything.
Right, because you just get it back whenever you want in like 10 minutes if need be.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'm limited by is the server side of things. So when I try to re-download things like Tarkov, dude, it takes me forever to update Tarkov sometimes, especially on patch day, just because of how taxed their servers are.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything else that we needed to correct as far as last week's stuff went. I think everything else was kind of there. But continuing on with the whole thing about consoles, Bobby Kotick. Do you remember him? He was the Activision dude that sold Call of Duty to Microsoft.
What did he sell it for? It was like, what, something $1 billion?
It was a very nice number. It was $69 billion. But he is going out there now saying it was absolutely the right call. Sales are down, and there's been such a decline in all of it that he's just like, it was right. I did what I knew was going to happen. Now, there aren't any things that's really backing him up per se. And I say that because November 2025 was the worst month for US game sales since 1995.
Jeebus.
Like, you don't want to break a 30-year record when that's the record.
Right.
Hardware spending in general, which was like the buying of consoles and such, fell 27% to $695 million. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but again, that is the lowest since 2005. So again, you're breaking a 20-year record. The units sold also was the lowest number of units sold at 1.6 mil. Again, that was since November of 1995.
That is so crazy to think. Like, dang. Look at
Now,
the numbers and stuff.
Now, I'm not sure if November is just historically a bad year, or not a bad year, but a bad month for buying games and such, just because, Christmas is around the corner. All the kids are going back to school. That's probably like right when they're like really getting into their groove or whatever with their classes. Yeah, is November just historically a bad month for video games?
Seeing as my birthday month is November, I've never made the correlation between the two. I feel like I always get like a new game on my birthday, so I don't know. I don't think so. I don't even know what came out in November, to be honest. So it could very well be.
All right.
But also, I would almost want to contribute it. It takes a long time now to make a game as well.
Does it though?
I feel like it does. With how many people they need on board for the team to make a game, it takes a while. We already got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, since we were already talking about it. We don't know when we're gonna get the final part, the third of the trilogy here.
That's another thing I'm not a fan of, by the way. The whole breaking up one game into several games. Now, I understand that they did add some more stuff to it and they made it a little more playable and whatever, but I just feel that when you do something like that, instead of just making it a DLC or just giving out more content, I don't actually know where I'm going with that whole statement. I'll probably just cut it.
Yeah, so for example, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out 2020. Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out 2024. So it took 4 years of like development.
And I feel like that's far too long.
Call of Duties every year.
Well, I feel like that's too much time to do that, purely because you're not even creating a new story. You're not creating new characters. You're taking something that's already been done, breaking it up into just a third of a project. Like when Final Fantasy VII came out, when? Or
late like 97, I want to say.
I'll say like mid-late 90s. So they've had 30 years, give or take, of this game, and there are people that grew up playing this game that are now probably working on this whole thing, and I like the fact that they're putting their own spin on it, but they're not creating anything new. I don't understand why it would take so long.
Well, because unlike the original, we're incorporating the voice acting now, cinematics, new fighting system. It's kind of theorized because this game does change some stuff up, that it's actually a sequel to Final Fantasy VII instead of an actual remake. Because there's things that happen differently at the end of the second part, which we all know what happens at the end of disc 2 to one of the characters.
The escalator scene?
The escalator scene, we'll say it. But said character joins you in a fight after escalator scene.
All right.
When the escalator scene happens, all the characters get their limit break except for Cloud.
All right.
So it's like, okay, so they're all angry and Cloud's kind of not. What's going on? Like, there's so many people putting in all these theories into it, and it's to the point where it's like, this may very well be a sequel versus an actual just full-on remake. There's scenes in the first game where you're trying to do stuff, and if you try to deviate from the path, there's these things called like the Whispers of Faith that keep you on track and prevent you from kind of going the wrong way or a different way.
Is that the equivalent of the yellow markings that we've talked about, or that like AI video game playing itself, where it's like forcing you to already be very linear?
No. It's story driven. There's a part where I think one of the characters is about to die, and for it to be preventative, the NPCs themselves, the other characters, cannot see these ghosts, but you and Aerith can. Everyone feels it as like a win, but so you're seeing it like, I think there's a scene where Aerith is like about to fall, and she's like, well, she never fell before. The Whispers are preventing her from falling. The main fight at the end of Final Fantasy VII was a remake. Was you fought the Fates? So without them there, are you free to make your own fate now?
I'm wondering if they were just trying to make it to where you could not go outside of what the game limits were set back in 97?
It's really not like that. No, It's really not like that. It's not like invisible walls or anything like, oh, if you try to go over there, you're going to get stopped by it. It's hard to explain without playing the game, but it's like, it's story driven. Okay. It's one, like this house gets attacked by the Whispers, and it's like, wait, what's going on? Why are the Whispers attacking? Finally, everyone can see them. So it's not like preventing you from doing anything. It's just trying to keep, in story, it's trying to keep everything going the way it originally did.
All right. At some point, I may or may not, I probably won't ever actually play the remakes.
Tell you what, I will stream it for you when the progression mode comes out so we can just watch the story.
I'd be down for that. I'm not one to go out and buy a new console. I did at one point debate buying a Switch because Pokemon Arceus, whatever.
I think you're right either way, but it is fun.
It
That one was
looked
actually pretty
fun.
fun.
And I saw some other people playing it. I'm like, hey, you know what? This could be something. I enjoyed playing Pokemon back, whenever. But I think I'm part of the masses now that is not buying consoles. And going back to what we were talking about with consoles, Kotick is saying that there's a 60% decline in purchases. Now, there's nothing verifying that, but in that same article of saying there's nothing verifying it, it also says that the Xbox Series is purchases are down 70% year over year. The PS5 is down 40%. Even if you take the averages of that, you're still getting 55-ish percent, which is pretty damn close to 60% that he's claiming. Switch and Switch 2 was down 10%, even though the Switch 2, this was its launch year, which is normally the big thing that's going out there, right? Like it's the newest, greatest. But as you've brought up, there's just no reason to buy a Switch 2 if you have a Switch 1. Some arguments from people have been, well, if you have kids, you can give them the Switch 2 the Switch to play with, and you can keep the Switch 2 for yourself. I can't imagine having multiple consoles having to buy the same game over and over again. Now, again, I have done it. I did that with Borderlands 2. Like I said, I think I bought that on 4 different platforms because I enjoyed the game so much. I bought that on Xbox 360. Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PC. Like, I really did like that.
I was gifted Core Keeper on 2 different consoles. Sony gifted everyone monthly if you have the subscription on the PS5, and then a really cool friend of mine gifted me Core Keeper on Steam. So it's like I've been playing 2 Core Keepers at the same time.
Do you have your PS5 on right now, just playing?
No,
okay.
I turned it off.
I'm surprised that you don't just have it going with just your auto punch to level your melee. Are you going to do that tonight when you go to sleep?
I am now in the process of organizing the PS5 world.
Oh my god. Okay, your trophy hunting, you should not be organizing in that one. That one should be purely just I need to get this done.
Yeah.
And that's it. There are I guess you could probably find like a Discord or some group that could just come in on PS5 and just drop off a bunch of things for you. Because like I came in
like that.
Well, some of the stuff just makes it easier. Like, so you already have the achievement for wearing the slime crown on the toilet. I think that's just a funny little achievement. But there are people that will literally come into game and drop a crown for you and the toilet just so you can get that achievement real quick. Do you think that's one of those games that if you really buckled down, you could 100% it in the time it would take it to, and still be able to refund it to Steam?
There's people out there that do speedrun trophy hunts like that, and I'm pretty sure there's someone out there that can.
You think that they could 100% like platinum it within 2 hours?
I saw a guy kill all the bosses in like 2 hours, which I was impressed with. 2 or 3 hours.
Well, the speed run, I guess it isn't possible because the speed run is like 3 hours, 18 minutes to kill all bosses.
Right, but then the grinding of all the skills, that's what's taking me forever. Because I think I have 2 down right now. I think I got crafting and running done.
So I've never tried to achievement hunt with mods on. How do mods change? Now, I understand that you can't do that on the PlayStation, but I'm just wondering, how do mods change achievement hunting in those ways? Because if you can have a mod that just automatically starts you at like 99 skills across the board, and then you just go out and punch one thing, or you just send out one little summon or walk 3 steps and you get these things. So it's actually ticking over. Do those count for achievements, or is it something totally different when you get into mods? Again, I don't play modded other than like modded Minecraft.
I haven't played modded. It's so weird because like when I'm playing computer games, I don't care about achievements. Do not care. Like when you and I were playing Monster Hunter on the PC together, I think it was Rise. I didn't care about the achievements. I just wanted to have fun and kill monsters with you. And that one I did use a lot of mods. I used like the grapple, the tree mod, where you can keep using like you pretty much for Spider-Man. You had unlimited the zipper bugs or whatever they were.
Okay.
And that made the game super fun. when I do the console like PS5, that's where I kind of go into my trophy hunting mode. I'm like, I guess it's kind of like the trophy cling euphoria or something like. I
The
just like the
sense of
trophies.
accomplishment is always going to be something that just is nice. I don't know how to link into this whole thing. So I heard a feel-good-ish story. So I know that we've already talked about it, and you've never heard of Amara Strande, and that's
Right,
fine.
I got him confused. I thought I was like, is it that ASMR person? You were like corrected me on that one. I
No,
was
no,
like, I thought
that's Amaranth.
right. I was
That
like,
is the ear
so
licking queen. She does her thing. Although, okay, so on a totally different note, before I get into the story, I went on and I just wanted to see what the ASMR thing is like, because I've had a lot of people tell me that I should do ASMR book readings, or it's called mindfulness training, where you have like this script and telling how people how to relax, and you start from like the ground up. So you get people to focus on different parts of their body, like their feet, and you actually feel the ground under your feet. You feel the band of the socks against your ankle, and you slowly get yourself to like focus on these small areas. And as you're focusing on that, it helps you relax the rest of you. It's called mindfulness, whatever. So I went on to the ASMR thing, and every single one of these girls that's doing it with a camera on there, all you see is them just licking the earpiece. I'm like, is that all dudes want? And it's not even like a sexy ear licking. They're sitting there like a 90-year-old woman gumming something. I'm just, how is this? It's not attractive by any means. Like the women are just kind of just sad looking, to be honest. But I mean, if that's how you're paying your bills, I guess, keep licking silicone. Now, there are other women that lick silicone and do that kind of stuff. We're going to go into that first anyway. We're going to come back
the
to this other
silicone
one.
licking. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, not
All
silicone.
right.
Okay, so
Oh
silicone
no,
licking.
I'm.
Did
All right,
you
IGN, what
see?
did you do?
Did you see this stuff from IGN?
Yes, and they posted it. Like, I can't believe they posted it.
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like an LGN where they just used like the lowercase L and just made it seem like an IGN spoof. No, it's straight up actual IGN. So IGN went to the CES 2026, which is the Consumer Electronics Show. It is this huge tech show that's in Vegas every year. This year it was January 6th to the 9th. IGN, stick to video games. For the love of God. And they did, in a sense. I don't know if they just did it to the new dude just because they wanted to clown him or whatever it was. But this guy put together an almost 5-minute video of looking at trying out, and I'm using the air quotes for trying out because nothing was explicit in these types of things other than the items themselves, but trying out and reviewing these sex toys.
Cutting to the chase. We're not even going to try to like hide that one.
I'm trying here, all right? But there is this one called the Handy 2 Pro that links to the Oculus.
The Oculus.
First off, I love the name of the Handy 2 Pro.
Yes.
I'm guessing there's another one out there. I think that it would have been even better if their slogan was your other right hand. But in any case, apparently this thing links up to thousands of videos and also has remote use for long distance relationships.
I got to interrupt you there real quick because it's funny that you mentioned it. Because in that same video, they're like, now I know the $499 price tag is a lot, but it's cheaper than having a girlfriend or something like that. I'm like, but you literally just marketed it as a long distance relationship. Whatever, IGN. Continue.
Apparently, you can customize the stroke speed and length. And if you are willing to void its warranty, it'll actually bring up this little thing. You can overclock this thing to 10 SPS, strokes per second. Dude, that 600 strokes a minute? No. Have you ever seen the Family Guy episode where Peter gets addicted to Red Bull and tells Chris to have a Red Bull? So he goes outside and he starts milking a cow, and he milks the cow so fast that like the udders catch on fire. And then all of a sudden, Chris comes running out of the house and his crotch is on fire. Yeah, this is what I think that's going to turn into. But as you said, it's $499. I would forgive IGN if that was the only thing that they did. But no, there's more. They also went over to Motor Bunny. That made a controller that's linked to a Sybian. A Sybian is that big black curved thing that has a vibration pad on it for women. I am trying to be as PC as possible on all of this, guys.
I mean, we already just straight up said it was like, you know, we could have said adult toys, to be honest. We could have just been like,
no. This is an adult toy. Okay, this is an adult toy. Basically, the vibration pad is linked up to a controller, so anytime you would get haptic feedback or your controller would vibrate, it would then vibrate elsewhere instead.
Okay.
And then they also had an attachment for deeper stuff that would also link up to whatever actions are happening on your controller. Again, this video is on YouTube. Everything that I'm bringing up right now, everything they're showing, they did blur out the...
They blurred out that dong.
That's it. They blurred out the dong, but everything else was there. So there was that. One of the other things that they were doing with the penetrating device is they were showing it with a Flappy Bird knockoff called Flappy Bunny. And so as you were to hit the button and the bird would go up, the dong would go up.
Oh,
and so as you're flying, you know how the bird kind of, you guys can kind of figure that whole thing out.
They're bouncing. Yeah, no. Okay.
It's the quote that got to me.
That's Mr. Garrison's car right there, if I recall correctly, right?
The quote that got to me was, and this is, and I quote from IGN, "That thing can get really intense." And it didn't stop there either.
Oh, God.
Lovents.
How are we talking about this more than we've, like, Final Fantasy VII?
Dude, okay, so IGN is this video game thing. Now, I will be honest, I go to IGN, Game Rant, Kotaku. I go to a bunch of sites to find the articles for things that I normally see on, like, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. I'll find that stuff, and then I will go and look up, and normally whoever I've heard these things from on these shorts have gotten it from some kind of a source. This whole thing that I'm going over right now, I got straight from, well, I got it from IGN's TikTok first when they talked about the Handy 2 Pro. I went and looked up the entire video, and again, it's like a 5-minute video. Anyway, Lovents has an AI anime avatar hooked up to a, quote, stroker toy, and you can use that and also a penetrative device as a controller. So it's blurred out. The dong is blurred out. But again, playing Flappy Bird, he's sitting there with the thing in his hand doing the...
Yep, he's got to get it to lift up and everything. He's doing the stroke-o-matic. He is being the, what was it called? The hand 2B or whatever.
The Handy 2 Pro?
He's doing the Handy 2 Pro himself manually for this.
Maybe you could hook the two of them up and it could play by itself. It'd be... In any case, his quote for this one was, "It wasn't quite as responsive as I would have liked."
Good on you, buddy.
IGN, please stick to video games. I understand that there were technically video game-esque things in all of this. Stick to video games. Talk about Amazon, please. Like, talk about the new movie or whatever.
So we got a couple things going on. So they did release images, I believe, on X or Reddit, whatever it is. You can find it easily, or we're gonna have a picture of it in the short, anyways. But they have released photos of Sophie Turner in costume as Lara Croft, so that looks pretty cool. At first glance, it's so hard that we're in this world where it's like, is this AI or not? Because it did look very AI-ish. Could have just been character sketch. Maybe it's really the photo.
You're right.
Yeah,
though.
the image did.
It 100% looks AI done. I do hate the fact that we do have to question every single item that comes out now, whether or not it is AI. Missa brought up something. So I don't know if you remember, God, this would have been months ago, but I brought up Otcraft. Do you remember that? Okay, so it's
I remember
it's a Minecraft server dedicated to people with autism. Dad made it for his son who was being bullied for it, and it blew up. So recently it was in the news again, getting another blowing up again. But I guess there's all this AI slop about Otcraft, just trying to get some kind of, some clicks or whatever. So they're using AI to do pictures of this man and his son in this room playing it together in like this dark room, or them smiling together. And this whole time the guy's like, I didn't take these pictures. I have no idea why they're doing this. I didn't say this was okay. I didn't say any of this stuff. I just wanted a safe place for them to do this, and now they're just using my likeness for their AI slop. And it's sad. Like I could not find. I'll be honest, I didn't look very hard, but I did want to reach out and be like, hey, you know, we did a small story on you guys. I hope that it did it justice, because we did only use, you know, photos and stuff from his official pages. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I don't want it to be done dirty, I guess.
Put like a bad taste in their mouth, like, wow, so we're going to do this and we're just going to get used on the internet by AI. I get that. I wouldn't want that.
And it's not like it's large companies doing it. It's these, you know, yes, they have hundreds of thousands of followers. I'm going to guess most of them are bots, but they are these, you know, TikTok and Instagram accounts that are just reposting this stuff over and over again. So I know that you had, wait, hold on. So I brought up Amazon and you brought up the Sophie Turner. Is Amazon also doing, did I? So is Amazon just becoming the video game thing now, like the video game production company of TV shows?
So Amazon MGM Studios, Sony Pictures Television, but it's going to be, I think both of them are going to be on Amazon Prime from what I'm understanding, because Amazon Prime's the one that released the Sophie Turner photos.
Hold on.
It's weird because you got The Last of Us on.
Wait, you said both of them.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Because I only know about this.
I'm sorry. So
I only know about the Sophie Turner thing as far as, you know, Lara Croft.
Well, which kind of confused me because HBO Max has Last of Us. And I was like, But the other project, which I'm very stoked for, is they casted their Kratos for this. And it is going to be everyone's favorite character from Sons of Anarchy, Opie, Ryan Hurst. What makes it even cooler, because a lot of people know him from that. I've never seen Sons of Anarchy, but I know everyone loves Opie. But I did play
the most beloved character in. A lot of people feel that what happened to him was the start of the decline to the show, no longer having Opie on it. Now, don't get me wrong, there were some other really good characters on there. Chib, everyone loves Chib. Everyone loves Bobby. But Opie, by far, was the most beloved character on there, and his life just went to absolute hell. Keep going with the whole God of War thing, but I can talk about how much I loved Opie in that thing.
He sounds great. Like, the character sounds good. I know Ryan Hurst from God of War Ragnarok, where he actually voiced the character in the game, which was Thor. Okay. And he did a fantastic job in that. I'm excited for this casting. You get someone who already knows the property.
And thinking about it, because I'm trying to think, I haven't seen a lot of the other stuff, but I'm just thinking of how he looked in Sons. I actually think if he were to shave his head, that he would be like the embodiment of Kratos. Because like he's just like gigantic beard. He has that like very over the top manly persona. I mean, he was, you know, in this MC, although he was also a loving dad and like a loving father and a loving husband in that show as well, which made things so much worse for what happened to him. Oh my God. Oh,
if it's like anything that happened to Glenn, I can't handle it. All right.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Was that like coin toss at that point? Like,
because I think it might have been worse. So the thing with Glenn that really pissed me off, and I love the fact that you brought him up, because Ryan Hurst was also in The Walking Dead.
Okay.
He was like the second in command when they had those, like, I want to call them skinwalker guys, but they weren't. It was the ones that were like whispering with the hordes that were trying to drive them towards Alexandria and Rick and all. It was after the show fell off horribly. That was the whole thing. And I didn't realize it was him because he's wearing this, you know, zombie face, like covering, you know, almost Phantom of the Opera type dish. The thing about Walking Dead that pissed me off with Glenn is that I had to wait an entire off season to figure out who it was, because it ended with Negan picking someone and swinging the bat, but then you have no idea who that person is until...
Wasn't it like a POV shot? Like it was from that character's eyes?
Yes.
So
oof. And Missa and I are watching this and we're just like, that's not how it ends. And that's actually when I stopped really caring about that show, when they left us at that point. But nope, I don't care anymore. I don't want this. And I tried watching it later. It was horrible.
I've heard a lot of people they dropped off that show once Glenn's character went through his little story arc there. So
Now, don't get me
yeah.
wrong. I love the actor that plays Negan.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Richard Dean Morgan.
yes. Like, absolutely phenomenal person. I don't think I have hated a villain so much since maybe Joffrey.
Ooh, that's a good comparison.
The thing is, it's like Joffrey was this entitled kid, and basically it's just half the kids growing up in Los Angeles right now can be compared to Joffrey if they're, crushing small animals. That's just the entitlement that's brought into that whole thing. Negan with, oh my God, such a good character.
Didn't he even have like a redeem arc or something in the show?
He had a whole redemption arc where he ends up getting actually close to. So, first off, he had a lot of respect for Carl, which was, Rick's kid. And when Carl, yeah, whatever, spoilers, screw it. When Carl, no one's going to watch this thing. No one watches Walking Dead.
When Carl goes through his story arc.
No. So Carl goes out to save a doctor, ends up getting bit, and ends up dying. And Negan is straight up like apologizing to Rick, being like, I really respected your son. This is really sad that this whole thing happened. And you can actually see the true humanity within Negan. And you'd seen it before too, because it's all about, I'm taking care of my people the best way I know how. Now, in the comics, I guess Negan is this super respectful person towards women specifically. Like, he does not abuse them. He does not mistreat them or anything like that. I think they lost that a little bit in the TV show with the dude making it to where his one second in command's wife. No, Lucille was the Bat, and also named after his dead wife. His second in command, I forget the dude's name. He's the guy that had like the big burn on his face or whatever, and making it seem like he's keeping his wife hostage. That was a big problem some fans had from the God, I almost spilled my drink. From the graphic novel to that thing. But no, he ends up actually getting close to Judith, which is Rick's daughter, the one that was born in the prison in season 2.
Right.
And she comes over to his jail cell in Alexandria and talks to him pretty much every day. He ends up getting away partially because of the help of Judith and a few other people. Whole story arc. Again, I love the dude. I can't talk highly enough about him. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with this whole story.
Did I say Richard Dean Morgan? I think it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh my God. Now I got to go. I'm going to go look.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay.
I got Richard Dean Anderson from Stargate mixed in with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah,
I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Losers was great. He made a really good Thomas Wayne.
I'll be honest. He is one of those people. I cannot think of a bad role that he has ever played.
P.S. I Love You. It was even pretty good with him in it.
Like, there are some movies that even when it's bad, the person itself is not that bad. Like, did you ever watch that one that we talked about a few weeks ago? Secret Strike or whatever that was, the one with Jackie Chan and John Cena. You were supposed to watch it and get back to me with how bad it was.
Oh, that's right. What was it called? Secret Strike?
I don't even want to look this thing up again, but
I'll figure it out. Don't worry. We'll talk about it off stream, but I will find this movie and watch it because I did watch Super Fast or whatever it was. Your Fast and the Furious parody one.
Hidden Strike. I was close.
Hidden Strike. I'm going to write that on this notepad real quick here.
But here's the thing. Even in that movie, Jackie Chan is still playing Jackie Chan. Like, it is a horrible movie. And if you go and look at any of the reviews of it, the only thing that was redeeming about it was the buddy cop thing between Jackie Chan and John Cena. They just don't really do bad movies, I guess. There are a couple other actors out there that are kind of like that. Has Tom Cruise been in a bad movie?
I'm pretty sure there is, like, critically rated. Like, I know Days of Thunder wasn't rated very good, but that's a pretty good movie. Vanilla Sky, I don't think that was rated very good. I've never seen it.
Oh, I actually really liked Vanilla Sky. That was the one I was going to bring up, that even when he's in this, like, other type of role, it's still good.
Well, it's funny that you bring up Tom Cruise because he was just caught on set directing a scene for a new Star Wars movie coming up with Ryan Gosling in it.
That's another actor I don't think has ever done a bad role, is Ryan Gosling. Like, he's done
great.
He's been in bad movies, but I don't think any role that he's done has ever been bad. Because there are some actors.
Was really good. Have you seen Fall Guy? Like, that one was really good.
Like another
That's
one.
the one that did the whole stunt double thing.
Okay, because the other one that I was thinking of is Ryan Reynolds. Again, he's been in horrible movies.
Proposal. And
But
that's not even a joke because of the Deadpool movie. I actually saw the Proposal in the theaters and I was like, this movie's terrible.
no, right. But was Ryan Reynolds bad in the movie, or was he a redeeming factor in the movie?
He was Ryan Reynolds.
Like,
I'll never forget though. The first time I saw a movie with Ryan Reynolds and he wasn't being silly was Smoking Aces. He was like dead serious that entire movie. I don't think he even like cracked a joke that entire movie.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, and Buried. I hated that movie.
Okay, maybe he was a bad example. The thing is like I don't think I've seen him do a bad role. Green Lantern was a bad movie, but
he wasn't bad in it. And another one of my guilty pleasures because I own that one too.
Oh my god.
I like bad movies. And it's the director's extended edition of it too.
Going back to the whole Otcraft thing and like feel good type stuff.
I love
now
rabbit hole tangents.
Now we will talk about Amara Strande. A little bit of backstory about her. In 2017, at the age of 15, she was diagnosed with a very, very rare form of liver cancer. It's fibrolemoral hepatocellular carcinoma. I probably butchered the hell out of that.
I don't think you did. I think you were dead on that one.
Go me. She's, getting some treatment, and Make-A-Wish, gives her wish. And her wish was to compose a song for a major video game, specifically World of Warcraft. Blizzard came in, flew her out to Irvine, and got her into the studios and into the whole thing, gave her the tour, and she was able to put a song into World of Warcraft. But it doesn't end there. She was also a part of this secret quest to obtain Jennifer. That is Jenafur. Jennifer is her real-life cat. So it wasn't just the song itself. It was also this like secret quest to obtain Jennifer. You talk to Amara out in, I want to say it's Ashenvale, to start this little thing, and she gives you some clues. And then you have to go all over Azeroth pretty much to like follow these clues. People were kind of stumped on the whole thing. So Amara starts this GoFundMe for fibro liver cancer research with the goal of giving hints if certain benchmarks in this GoFundMe are met. And she's like, at $5,000, given to this research, I'll give you guys the first hint. And if you guys still don't have it, at $10,000, I'll give you the second one. It raised $11,740 from 318 contributors. It took almost a year to solve the entire thing. And the key to the entire puzzle was a song called Amara's Wish. So you have to actually put food in like certain areas and it creates the notes for her song. You then obtained this cat that was modeled after her real life pet. Amara's Wish is still in game. The pet is still in game. Sadly, Amara did pass away in 2023, just before her 21st birthday. But like, when did Blizzard go from doing this kind of thing to what it does now? When did they lose that? Because there's like another hidden room in Orgrimmar on the top of this like spire in this rock, and it's another room that was like dedicated to a Make-A-Wish kid. They've, left little Easter eggs all over the place. Like there's an Easter egg for Robin Williams out on like this like cliff area, and it's like this genie. But like, when did they stop?
Do you remember the commercials for World of Warcraft back in the day where they had like Mr. T and such, and he had like the
Night Elf Mohawk.
He had that's what it was, Night Elf Mohawk grenade. And didn't they actually release a grenade like that temporarily or something
they absolutely
like that?
Did.
So
and it wasn't just him though. It was a bunch of people. Ozzy Osbourne was one of them. Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sir Patrick Stewart, the dude that played Mini-Me.
Okay, I don't know the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
He passed away, I think, right?
Yeah. But like all
Norm
of these
or
people
something like that?
Maybe.
Vernon?
Vern sounds right. But like, when did they lose that? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's
money.
Here's the I am a huge Blizzard fanboy. Like, you guys can actually see it today in behind me. You'll be able to see it. That's a collector's edition Diablo 3. Directly above it, you can't really see it. You might see a little red line of it, but that's the collector's edition Diablo 4. I've got a bunch of stuff behind me that is just Blizzard. All of those books directly above that pink controller looking thing, those are all cinematic art books for different Blizzard games: StarCraft, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, Overwatch. And I still play some of them. I can't go back to playing WoW anymore. It's lost a lot. And it's not what I don't know. Maybe it's rose-colored glasses or whatever. But I don't think I'll ever enjoy WoW the way I used to, because when I was playing WoW like regularly, this is the kind of stuff that they were doing. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to continue with that.
Did I ever? I don't know if I said it on stream or not, or just a comment. Did I ever tell you the story, my Thanksgiving story of like 2002 or something like that?
What you said, you actually did say it on stream. I'll be honest with you. I think because of some of the stuff you said in there, I think it ended up getting cut.
What did I say in there?
I don't remember.
I will use no names. I will use nothing. It was like this person I knew. We were going to have a family dinner, and they were so addicted to World of Warcraft. Like, their life was go to work, come home, play World of Warcraft, sleep on the couch. The family was like, hey, we want to have Thanksgiving dinner. I kind of did a jerk move, and at this time, we had install discs. I scratched the CD, and I deleted a system file. So when they went to try to install it, they could not install the game. So we were like, cool, we're going to have a family dinner, right? No, we spent that like entire Thanksgiving night looking for some place that was open to sell World of Warcraft.
That wouldn't work anymore, of course, because now
because now you got the installer. You got all that now. So, which thank God, because we still had to use a CD to install like StarCraft, and now they have the installers for it, which is awesome.
So and I know that you guys can at me whatever, but I used to share my CD key because there was no BattleNet at the time. And like 5 or 6 of us would all have a CD key. That was also the time where you could just type in random numbers. There was a system to their numbers. And we kind of figured it out. Like there was a letter that always had to be in one specific spot. There always had to be like 3 numbers in another spot. And then a lot of the other stuff could just be random. But as long as you kept within certain parameters, you could just make up your own keys. But yeah, we would just share it. And then finally one person went on to BattleNet and registered it. So when we tried to log on again, it said, no, your account's already registered. We couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. The funny thing about it was that it wasn't a mandatory registration when you got on there. You could just play. And a little pop-up would be, do you want to register your BattleNet with whatever it is? It's like, no, I'm good. And you would just, click out of it each time. I forget who it was. I forget why, but I ended up buying my own copies at that point. But yeah, I would just burn everyone's CDs of StarCraft and Brood Wars because I don't know.
I was never good at StarCraft, but I loved playing it. So
I still watch StarCraft 2 tournaments to this day.
They're fun. They're crazy.
Speaking of tournaments and things like that, I guess Faker was recently brought up on stage at this like big dinner and given an award by South Korea for being an influential athlete. Do you know who Faker is?
For StarCraft? I'm guessing he's a StarCraft player.
No, I want to actually say he's League of Legends.
Because I'm not familiar with the name, but...
League of Legends mid laner. But yeah, he was recently given this award, and it's like the highest award that can be given to an athlete in South Korea. But it's been given to an esports, and that's just even more fuel to that whole thing. There was a conversation that I had with Darren at one point where he is completely against the idea that esports are sports.
I disagree with Darren, but okay.
And that's a thing that goes back and forth a lot with people as into what is a sport, what is not a sport. People don't consider chess a sport, but they'll consider NASCAR a sport, but they won't consider golf a sport, or they will.
To each their own on that, but in all honesty, you look at a StarCraft player or an RTS player in general, or even a fighting game professional, it's not just like the average person can do what they do. Like, I would love to see just someone pick up StarCraft and start doing the actions per minute that the professionals can do.
Yeah, their APM is
their APM
nuts.
Is nuts.
I was watching.
I remember one Blizzard. They said like, this guy's APM is so crazy it literally just eats babies. I was like, it's the best analogy for it ever. you can't just do it. Like, there's no way I
did you
can't.
did you actually hear them say it just eats babies?
Yeah, it was some weird. I can't remember. I can't remember what year it was, but they were commenting on it, and I want to say I don't even know who the player was, but they were like, "Yes, this guy's APM eats babies," or like or something like that. I'm probably killing the quote, but
There is
back in the day when
one.
Blizzard was good.
There was one, or is I should say, one player, Raynor, that plays Zerg. It's funny because Raynor is, Jim Raynor's the one of the lead
He's the
protagonists
Terran.
in StarCraft. Cool. Zerg already has a slightly inflated APM because when you select all larvae and click, it counts each of the larvae that you just did as an APM, even though you only did 2 buttons. So if you create, call it 3 drones real quick, and you select larva and then click drones, that'll count as like 8 APM rather than the 3 that it actually was.
Mm.
Slightly inflated, but Raynor will go through entire games with an average APM of like 4 to 600.
Yeah,
That's
and that's consistent. That's what
that
like that's what where the Olymp where I say it is a sport. Because that's not just like here and there, okay, we're doing 200 actions. No, that's up to 10 to 15, maybe even a 20-minute round.
yes.
Constant action.
Yes.
That's nuts.
Now, there is a lot of filler movement in there, especially in the very beginning, because you just get
Like the
into
click
this
drag, click
rhythm
drag, click
of,
drag.
right, or, like repeat clicks or confirmations. It's still nuts how fast and how accurate a lot of that stuff is. Again, I was watching another CS tournament today. It's a online tournament. It's one of the, nope, forget the name of the thing now. I want to call it Blast, but I don't think it was Blast. Anyway, but I'm watching this online tournament, so they're all in their own like game houses or training houses or whatever. They're not on stage. It's not a LAN. But these guys are so accurate, and they'll see like up the very top 3 pixels of someone's head across the screen in somewhere else coming up steps, and they know that that pixel's not supposed to be there, and all of a sudden it's a head tap. Or they'll see like some weird shadow or something, and it's just, could you imagine going in and playing prop hunt with these kind of guys in those games?
No, because it just realize something's off and shoot you and
They're
win.
like, that can is not supposed to be facing that direction. And they would just, oh, dude, that would be awesome. And then the smokes and the grenades that they throw and how accurate the lineups are. Yeah,
Counter-Strike, man.
dude, I have a lot of fun watching it, but Counter-Strike and StarCraft are 2 games I love to watch. I guess Hearthstone's another one, just because of the randomness factor and the funny things that happen in it, that I enjoy those. Like, there are 2 people I watch in particular for Hearthstone. One is Rarin, and if for any reason he ever sees this, get a card tracker. You have enough money, get a card tracker. And then the other one is Mark McKins. And Mark does this thing where he just creates these over the top and random decks. And it's just so much fun watching the interactions of how these cards work together, whether it's intentional or non-intentional, by as far as Blizzard goes. And Rarin is just horrible at the game, but he plays it professionally forever. I used to watch Raffle, but now Raffle plays Balatro, and that's kind of it.
I've heard of this Balatro.
Balatro was, I think it was last year's indie game of the year. I want to say 2024.
It was some card game from what I remember, like a
yes.
normal deck of cards, right?
No idea. I've never played it. I've tried watching some people play it. Apparently, it's super easy to get into once you understand it. I have no idea. All I see is just random numbers just continuously popping up, and that's it. God, we could talk about
Final
Blizzard
Fantasy
forever,
8.
too.
Yeah, it's a Final Fantasy 8 meme where it's like, you don't level up, you just play cards.
Was Final Fantasy VIII cards?
Final Fantasy 8 had a card game in it, but if you grind, so the enemy scaled with you. So it was actually recommended you do your best to not level up in Final Fantasy VIII. But you can get all the powerful items and everything you need from cards. You can get all the magic you need because your stats got boosted with the magic you had. To get magic, you usually had to draw it individually from an enemy one turn at a time. And then you could either use the magic or boost your stats with the magic. But if you use the cards, all the cards that you would win, all the things, you could trade it in, get points, get the magic, you get the end game sword, and you're level 1. You just go through the game. It wasn't about leveling up in Final Fantasy VIII. It's all about cards.
There have been a couple of games that have been like that, where that you can min-max at such a low level that it becomes, a usable type thing. Like even in Core Keeper that we've been playing recently, there is a level 10 set of gear that gives you max dodge as long as you're moving. It'll give you that 90% dodge.
I want that build because that sounds amazing. Because I'm tired of getting spit on and then I'm dead.
So you won't be able to run magic though. Is the only problem with that.
Fine.
You have
Give
to
me a
run
weapon. I don't
melee
care.
or range.
Fine, don't care. I want to be able to dodge and then dash in their face and cut them.
You want to be able to dodge, dip,
dagger.
What is it? Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Love that movie. It's one of my guilty pleasures. But it's so crazy. Like we could talk cards. We could talk Blizzard. We could talk cards all day. This is kind of a callback because I feel like we just talked about this like last week. Like our hometown got robbed for their cards and such like that.
Before you keep going, did you see the comment about the one of the people comment on the video? It's like, could they have ripped off Bass Pro Shop any more with their logo?
Oh, the one card shop, the Simi Valley card shop one.
Yeah. Did you see the logo?
Wasn't it a baseball guy though?
Yeah. Okay. While we're here right now, just go look at that logo, but keep the idea of Bass Pro Shop in mind.
What was this card shop called again?
Simi Cards and Collectibles, and
Simi Sports Cards, I think it is.
Might have been it.
Websites. I mean, this symbol looks like The Sims. Oh my god! I scrolled down. Wait, Bass Pro Shop.
Did you call it Bass Pro Shop?
Yeah, because it's BASS. I joke about that. I know it's Bass, but oh my god! Hold on. This is hysterical.
Like I said, someone called it out, and I didn't think about it until they called it out.
Either.
And it's like instead of having the fish, it's the baseball bat. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is great.
Well, because it's a fish.
Yeah.
It's just a fish.
Yep.
And in a baseball.
So you saying Bass Pro Shop reminded me. Did you ever watch the show All That?
Yeah. It was a sketch comedy back in the day,
Yeah, with like Kel Mitchell, Keenan
Ivory Wayans or what? No, I'm playing. No. With Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, Keenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell, I think were the two. Lori Beth. There was a couple others on there. Amanda Bynes.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, but that was like the sketch comedy that we got to watch as a kids until Tom Green made his show on MTV, but
technically that wasn't aimed at us, but okay.
It wasn't, but it came on, so.
But there was this one thing where the guys like they're looking for people to come in and play in their band. And this guy comes in, he's like, "Yeah, I'm here for the bass player position." Like, don't you mean bass? And he pulls this gigantic fish out and starts playing it like a violin. I'm just like, or a fiddle. I'm like, okay, yeah, that checks out.
That checks out. Bass Pro shopping.
Yes, but anyway,
so
continue with your car.
It's just blowing me away, and I'm glad I don't get into the card games because this is so in Manhattan Meatpacking District. I think this was January 7th is when this happened. Mm-hmm. There was a robbery. 3 armed men with hammers, a gun, and anime backpacks. Stole about 100,000 worth of merchandise, about 40 people. The place was called the Pokey Court Card Shop. Thieves came in, threatened the store, smashed glass and doors just to get to all the cards. Stole a bunch of related merch and everything on that. According to the employees, it only took the robbers 3 minutes to do their crack and smash.
It doesn't.
And I guess this was also the first time this place was doing a community event as well.
When you know exactly what you want and where it is, it does not take long to do whatever you need to do. It's when you don't know where the item is that you're looking, what you're in there for, or if you don't know what that item is. So if you're going in there and your whole thing is to take, these limited edition things, card shops kind of make that easy by putting all of their expensive stuff right there behind this like very thin plate of glass.
Right. And I think with the theme of what we've already been talking about today, I think I should bring up that this shop opened up in November.
Ooh. So like it opened up and within 2 months.
Yeah.
There was another
November may very well just be a bad month for everything. So
there was another woman. I don't know anything more about the story than what I'm remembering. If you want me to, I can do some research on it. But there was this woman out in California in the Burbank area that was caught trying to sell $100,000 worth of sports cards. And apparently it was stolen from like a UPS package or something like that was being shipped. They don't know how she got the information for that. They didn't know if she just got lucky that that's happened to be there and she was just a porch pirate. The only cards I have, I mean, I don't you can't even really see them. They're directly behind me. I've got like, actually.
You want the Final Fantasy ones, don't you?
Oh, dude, I would love to have a full set of all the Final Fantasy things. The problem is some of those cards only have alternate art or something like that.
Okay.
So like one of the cards in particular, it's that whole water scene between Titus and Yuna.
Yuna. I love that
where
scene.
they're like going to like kiss or whatever. Ristic Studies. I think that's the name.
Okay.
I think that's the name of the card. Ristic Studies. But anyway, the only way to get that particular card was from a collector booster because it did not come in a normal version of the card. It was just this rare art. It's a beautiful card.
Beautiful scene. Like
Again, I'll cut some. I might not, but look up Ristic Studies, Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy. It is that scene just in a card form.
Stay with me, Ristic Study Showcase. Yeah, I used to have a wall scroll with this picture.
Right, but like, look
Whenever
how...
an opponent casts a spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays.
And so
Oh,
that's
yeah,
actually
I love
that's
that
actually the whole
picture.
meme of you pay the one.
I love it. I love that card. It's only $419, but you know.
Yeah, only. And the problem for me is that I would get that. I would never play it. I have an entire... So I did buy a collector's edition Titus. I don't know. I changed his name to Dr. Zeus, so I don't know. But
Titus.
I have an entire... I bought a collector's edition commander deck of that. I spent like $275 on it. I know, a lot of money. I did get one of them signed by an artist, which I would love to go and get the artists or the voice actors to sign each of these cards and then just put it on a wall behind me, all surrounding like the big bad of Sin in the middle of it.
I mean, I do have Titus's autograph somewhere.
All right,
give
fine.
that
I'll
to
just,
you if you
I'll
want
just.
it.
Oh
I
no,
also...
no, it's not that. It's that I actually want to get those. So you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna show you the two cards on the thing. You guys can just...
That's cool.
Sec. I'm proud of.
I
these.
can try to get you Jet, because he's pretty responsive. Yeah, that's fine.
Great thing about editing, but here's the...
Fix it in post. I love that. Titus!
But
You look so beautiful, Titus. Ooh.
One of the alternate commanders...
Waka. You know, that's John DiMaggio. Waka.
Oh, is it?
John DiMaggio, so the Jake the Dog, Bender from Futurama.
All right.
So many other roles. That guy is everywhere, but John DiMaggio.
But anyway, that artist, I had him sign 2 cards because he also did the art for Dogmeat from the Fallout series.
Nice.
So yeah, there was that. But anyway, yeah. So every single one of the cards in here is a foil or a holo or whatever, because the entire pack was. And then the only reason it's in a greenish box than the normal one is because this was the box that I got from MagicCon 2025.
Nice.
I went there for a bachelor party. The guy could have had... I know a lot of people in Vegas, so I don't know if I've ever talked about it on here, but I was military police for years, and some people from my unit were actually living in Vegas. I know a bunch of people that were on like Vegas Metro and everything else, so we could have had showgirls or whatever showing up there. And when I'm like, hey, do you want to make some phone calls or anything? No, he's like, no, I just want to play Magic with my buddies. It's like, that is so wholesome. God damn it.
I love it.
Mike, I love you. You're amazing. Dom, Ryan, you guys were great as well. Shout out to the only people I've played Magic the Gathering with in 30 years, 20 years, something like that.
I told Mrs. BattleVest's friend before she comes and visits in February, you better take her for her bachelorette party. Make sure she has fun. I trust her. I'm not insecure. Go have fun. Go do your dances or whatever. Go have fun. Because my bachelor party, I literally would probably just go play games with friends, to be honest. Like I legit would just be like, let's go play some games.
Yeah, I've had this whole thing for a very long time, and some people. So when I first started dating Marissa, she actually went to Vegas with a bunch of girls, and my coworkers or whatever, they're like, "Oh, I'm telling them about girl and whatever," and like, "Oh, she's in Vegas, so you're just okay with that whole thing?" And I'm like, "Dude, don't really care. I mean, here's the thing: if she finds better, or if she wants better, or whatever it is, if she is happy at the end of the day, yeah, it would suck. But if she feels that she is happier or in a better spot, I care enough that I'm just like, look, you do you. If that's going to make you happy, whatever you do, you go and you do. Whether or not I'm still here at the end of the day after those choices is a different story.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell you you can't do whatever it is that you want to go do. And there will be guys that I've talked to before like, oh, that's a beta male thing, or you're a cuck, or no, I'm just...
That's the most secure person in the world. Like, look, you're dating this. You don't want to date this.
That's
There's
fine.
the door. That's boundaries. That's not beta at all. I think that's super respectful.
And
like,
again, like
a lot of my exes, they didn't have the audacity to be like, hey, I'm not happy in this relationship. They just strung me along and cheated on me. And it's like, I would have respected them 10 times more if they would have been like, hey, I'm not feeling this anymore. There's somebody else.
Yep.
I mean, I would have respected them even more if they would be like, hey, we need to talk. I'm having feelings.
Marissa's best friend is her concert buddy. And so they went to Coachella. They went to the Sphere in Vegas. I'm kind of invited to each of these things. The thing is I don't like large groups of people. I don't like dealing with that kind of thing. I don't mind going to cons because those people I feel are just a different kind of person than going to... God, I'm not going to raves anymore. Like I just... that type of environment, I want nothing to do with now. I left that... God, I think the last one I went to was like 2007.
God, I can't remember the last one I went to. It was so long ago. I've only been to one in my life.
But no, I went to... God, I was going to 2 or 3 a week for a couple of years. I started... Basically, as soon as I got my driver's license, I was taking people down to downtown LA at the age of, 16. I wasn't even supposed to have people in my car at the time. No. But I was going down, taking them to, these parties out in LA where they were, smaller. And I use air quotes a lot, but smaller because they only had like 1,500 to 3,000 people at them. But it was old venues like the Orion or Qtopia.
Oh, God, the Orion. I remember the Orion.
Alexandria Hotel was another one that would host things. I had a lot of fun doing this whole thing. I would not be doing any of the drugs there. I would go down there and compete in like small breakdancing competitions. It was just a lot of fun. I was there for the vibes, the people. And, there were, dealers and doing whatever, going up both of the staircases on the sides. But nothing ever bad was happening. It was all about, plur. Do you remember that crap?
No.
Plur. It was
plur.
Peace, love, unity, respect, responsibility.
Oh, it was a double R. I forgot.
Yes. And then they got rid of the responsibility part. And then basically all of the goth kids became candy kids. And they're like, out on weekends, they're like, I love everything. Everything's happy. And then like during the week, they're dressed in black, Oh, these people.
These people.
I think a little bit ago you brought up Ragnarok, right?
Yes, God of War Ragnarok, because
so there's
Ryan Hurst was in it.
So there's another Ragnarok. Solo Leveling Ragnarok.
Oh?
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
I've never watched Solo Leveling.
Okay.
I want to. It sounds really good. Like somebody kept telling me, like, you got to watch it. And I'm like, all right, I'll watch it one day. But
basically, this dude out of nowhere has kind of this little heads up display, and his entire life pretty much becomes a video game. You kind of have
like
this
Sword
like
Art Online.
Kind of. So there are these portals that are opening up all over Japan and I guess around the world where you had to go in, you have to clear a dungeon, and once you clear it to the very end of it, you have a certain amount of time where you can like kind of mine out the goods or whatever and get out before the portal closes. You're ranked on your like ability, your combat's abilities. This person is ranked super, super low. They're pretty much always hurting themselves. They've almost died several times. And out of nowhere, he goes into this one area. They have this life-altering event happen, and then all of a sudden he has the ability to level up. No one else has ever really been able to level up before. And so he does things like daily task. And it's like, you have to do these daily tasks or you have a punishment. He's like, whatever, I don't really care. All of a sudden, the punishment time comes, like the clock ticks over, the punishment comes up, and he's in the middle of a desert and he has to survive the next 4 hours running from these gigantic sandworms.
Interesting.
And that's his punishment. But the daily thing was like, run 10 kilometers, do 100 push-ups, do 100 sit-ups. And he's getting all of these little abilities all along the way and leveling up, but solo. Anyway, it's great and everything else, but it is on a indefinite break as of right now because the artist known as Jin is serving his mandatory military service in South Korea. So he will be gone for at least
their mandatory thing.
A year and a half to 2 years at this point.
We could have perfectly segued that with StarCraft because I remember like some of the high level StarCraft players, they had to do their mandatory thing, but they had like the military and they had a military team that could play.
So they've done that. So there's a bunch of other places that also do it. There's been a couple of them that have like had to leave for their 2 years and then some of them have come back. You hear about them coming back and normally it takes them a few weeks, a couple of months to really get back into, the groove or whatever. But there are some of them now that are such household names that I feel like their military service is still just playing StarCraft, specifically StarCraft. Some of these guys have, they're in their early to mid 20s. They have over $1 million in tournament winnings by playing StarCraft. It's nuts.
Yeah. That they're superstars. If you're a StarCraft player, you're a superstar there. Like that.
So there was a new modded game, and it is a StarCraft game, but you get to pick what race you want to be from both games. So you can play StarCraft 1 Terran against StarCraft 2 Zerg.
Interesting.
So there are certain units that are no longer available to you. Like the Queen in StarCraft 1 is this flying unit that has, infest Terran, infest structures, broodlings, where you like go over to any mechanical or biological unit and it turns it into 2 broodlings and kills it instantly. But it's a late game unit. The Queen now is a base unit that just helps produce units faster and spreads creep. There's no longer creep colonies.
And it's good for defense. Like you build a couple of them, you want them for defense as well, to avoid a rush. But yeah,
correct. But queens originally were used for offense, and they were very,
infest Terran as well too. Like you can make a command center infested. So I miss those queens.
But yeah, there was a couple of them, and even then, there are some units that are just no longer in the game. Like I don't know if they just removed them fully or if they were never in multiplayer because I didn't really play multiplayer at the time. But there were things like the Diamondback. It's kind of been replaced by the Cyclone in StarCraft 2. Both these are StarCraft 2 units. But the Diamondback used to be this like little hover vehicle with a laser. It almost looked like a mining laser. And it would attack the whole time as you're driving away. They now have the Cyclone, the lock-on ability. The whole.
Honestly, the Diamondback was a campaign-only unit, to be
honest. Was
it
only? Yeah, like I said,
I think so.
I didn't play multiplayer at that time. And I only really played multiplayer because some other people wanted just an extra person. I would go in and I would just mine and I would just give them all of my resources and I would just expand. Pretty quick at expanding. But yeah, you had
300 mins.
Did you have something else? I feel like you had one other thing you wanted to talk about.
No, that was it.
Do you want to try to do the outro this week by hitting all of the socials and everything? I still don't have it written down.
I know. I'm going to try this one.
All
right, everybody. Well, I think that's going to be a close to the show. If you enjoyed it, you can catch our shorts on YouTube Shorts, on the TikToks, aka TikTok. We don't have anything on Snapchat yet, but Instagram. You can catch us on Twitter. You can catch the full videos on YouTube itself, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. We do have the Apple podcast thing. Anyways, everybody, catch us up on all those platforms. Love seeing you. Don't forget, Twitch.tv Dr. Zeus, Twitch.tv BattleVest. I'll stream one day again. Definitely going to start streaming when Final Fantasy VII Progression comes out, so we'll do that. Y'all have a lovely day. Bye, everybody.
Later.